How's everyone's week going this week? Today is October 26th, which is Thursday, I believe. Yeah. And it's been a minute since I've flown the King Air, so I figured I'd do a recording of that. And the weather is pretty sketchy out of Portland, so I figured we'd do a fun flight out of Portland and head up the opposite way of that crazy guy's flight that went south from, I think, Everett Field, where he tried to kill all those people. Not that I'm going to simulate that at all, but I'm going to go north um, to join the Olympia 2 into the Seattle area. We're going to land at Boeing Field. So we are down here at Atlantic, I think, yeah, Atlantic FBO. And we're going to do a voice clearance today. So we're going to contact clearance here, ground. I'm going to plan 10 left departure. So that'd be 18.7. 10 left, 18.7. Yeah, 10 left is 18.7. 10 right would be 23.77. And ATIS, we'll grab ATIS and verify that with field elevation. So 10 left, elevation's 31 feet. I also have this open on my laptop. Makes it easier for me to see the frequencies that I need rather than trying to read it off of this. This is organized pretty good. So I have this. I always open the runway that I'm going to use for the frequencies. Makes things a little easier. Portland's weather is wind calm. Got a broken layer at 1600 and 4000 overcast. This is always AGL, by the way. So if the field is 2000 feet, this would be 3600 MSL. It's just something to keep in mind. Altimeter is above standard, so we don't have to worry about flight levels today. Planning flight level 180. So if this was less than standard, we would have to file wind 6000 or flight level 200. I probably would do 200, but we'll do 180 today. So we get taxi instruction to 10 left, probably via Echo, intersection Echo. Do the Portland 2 out of here, so heading 103 to 500 feet, then on assigned heading to the first initial fix, which is Battleground VOR, which is right here. So we're going to get radar vector to that. Then we're going to join the Olympia 2 from Battleground, Kuga. Prop turboprop, we can expect 12,000 at Olympia. Sometimes they give us RVAD, and then Boeing Field, landing south, depart 4th 343. So we're going to go that way, and then we'll be vectored, or we're not going to, we'll probably, looks like it's no clouds, so we'll plan the harbor visual. So we'll set up the nav2 for this radial so we know when to make that right turn on the Elliott Bay. Otherwise, we're going to stay in the middle of Puget Sound and make that right turn when this radial cuts through. Below 3,000, below 2,000. The city's right here, so it's kind of a fun approach. And we'll use the ILS frequency 110.9 to help guide us in for the visual. And then, so we'll land here, probably cross at Alpha 7 and taxi on up here to the GA terminal at Boeing Field. So that is the plan in a nutshell. So fuel, let's do calculator 608 plus 218 plus 476 plus 200. So I take this. I don't worry about the reserves because I bring about 50 gallons extra reserves anyway for ground ops and taxi fuel. So I want alternate trip. I bring my own reserves and Portland. So that's 1502 divided by 6.5. 608. I messed up. 218. 476 plus 200 divided by 6.5 is 231. So 232 times half is 116. So that's going to be our main fuel. And altimeter is 3026. 10 left. Information. Charlie is current. Landing 14 is a Boeing. Download that for the weather program. Come over here to Pod Edge. File this. Slant Golf. Portland, Boeing Field, 18,000. And I'll remove that. November B350. Flight plan on file. We're here at Atlantic. So we're going to grab 232 in fuel. So 232 gallons, right? So that's jet fuel. So 796. So we can plan on $1,846 bill at Atlantic if it was real money. Thankfully, it's not. So let's head on over to the aircraft. All right. Let's we need 116. $116 on this side for a total of 232. All right, walk around. Fueling is complete. Got about 40 or so gallons of reserve in there. .28 external. We should have 22 on the battery. Okay, that's fine. Turn on the battery. External power. Check Genti. All that looks good. Turn on those. Nav light, tail light, and flood. Check our inverters here. Both of those work. And we'll check our fuel cutoff. Make sure those valves close in case of fire. Arm the O2. Oxygen is full. Into ice, bus normal. Let's do. All right, everybody's on board. We'll do the safety briefing and check these emergency lights while we're at it. Well, simulate doing the safety briefing. I'm not actually going to read one. Turn on the baggage. Everything is secure there. We'll close this door. Close that. Beacon light is on. We'll go ahead and remove the stairs. I'm going to start the left engine first. Low idle. Check for hot start, hung start. Oil pressure's in the green. External power is gone, and we got 28 volts left engine. We'll use the left engine to crank the right one. Low idle. Hot start, hung start, oil pressure is all good. Turbine above 50, we can turn off the starter. Leave it in triple fed. I'll do another bus Gentile light check. All good there. Need 11 psi per bleed. Turn on both bleeds. All that is good. Gyro, pneumatic pressure, oxygen, all good. We'll get some power going here, so we'll turn on our inverters and EFIS, and then we'll turn on our avionics. Alright, autopilot works, and we'll go ahead and trim this to the left, and I'll trim this for takeoff. Elevator trim for takeoff. Set flaps for takeoff. Turn on the furnace and coffee maker for our guests. All lights work. Slave the gyros. Turn on that. DME. And now it is time. $128.35.
Arriving and departing runways 10 left, 10 right. ILS runway 10 left and runway 10 right approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Notice to airman runway 321 closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Charlie.
All right, we're still at Charlie, which means it's 3026. And the elevation is about 30, so that's right on the money. And we are facing 190, 190 on the compass is good. Okay, so let's get our clearance. So we'll go over to clearance, and ground is 0.9er. Alright. I'm going to cheat real fast and see if my flight plan has changed any before I request it. Just doing that on the Pilot Edge online map. and appears to be the same. Good afternoon, Portland clearance, King Air 1399 Atlantic with Charlie, IFR Boeing field.
Number 1399er, Portland clearance, cleared to Boeing Airport, Portland 2 departure, radar vectors, battleground VOR, minutes filed. Maintain 6,000, expect flight level 180 within 5 minutes. Portland departure on 124.35, squawk 5405.
Cleared to Boeing field via Portland 2 departure, radar vectors, battleground VOR, then is filed, maintain 6,000, expect flight level 180 in 5 minutes, departure 124.35, squawk 5405, King Air 1399.
King Air 1399er, read back is correct.
Alright, so now we're going to monitor, or we're going to go over to ground, and 18.7 is our tower frequency for this runway that I'm guessing we'll use. We'll go ahead and mash in our flight plan. So we do.
Berliner 02 Sierra Quebec, Oakland Center, correction, Seattle Center, squawk 4457.
B5 procedure arrival Olympia 2 from battleground for 14 load. Okay, all that is good. Transponder 54.
Contact 4 miles southeast of the Roseburg VOR. Altitude indicates now 1,500.
5404.
Please on request, standby.
And we are cleared up to 6,000. And we're going to be on a heading upon departure of 103.
TBM2 Sierra Quebec, you're cleared to the San Jose Airport via as filed, except after the Rogue Valley VOR.
And icing on the prop
J126
on auto is
all the way
good.
to Sacramento VOR Sierra Alpha Charlie. Then your direct Linden VOR, Lima India November.
Do a manual de-ice
Mike
check
Oscar
here
Delta
on the boot.
VOR.
So we got wing and we'll get tail over here.
Then direct board, Bravo Oscar Romeo Echo Delta. Clyde Kilo Lima India Delta Echo. Then direct the airport.
Do a ground idle stop check.
Expect flight level 270 on about
Bring
2
prop RPM to about 1500. We should be able to let go of the switch without moving the throttle, and it should go backwards, which it is. Bring it back up 1500, and we're going to do an auto feather test. We got AFX lights with feather to the left. Good feather. Now we'll do the same with the right.
Number 2 Sierra Quebec, readback is correct. Contact
feather.
Seattle Center 135.15.
Go ahead and arm that system. And we're at sea level, so we'll test this at about 400 feet below. And we've got a descent rate about 500, which is good. That's what we're looking for. We're cleared up to 180, so we're going to go up to 190 on cabin pressure.
Number 902 Sierra Quebec, Seattle Center, climb and maintain
Do
flight
an
level
EFIS test.
270.
Need 3,200. We're good there. Don't worry about performance unless it's like a really short runway or something. Most of my flights are not going to be short runways or soft fields or anything like that. Do taxi and Rico lights. Let's get her updated.
1853 Zulu.
I'm sorry, did you
Wind
say it's
270
impossible
at
or
5.
you are canceling IFR?
Visibility 10. Ceiling 1,300 broken. 4,000 overcast.
November
Temperature
2106 Alpha, IFR cancellation,
Altimeter
receive radar service
3027.
terminated. Squawk
Arriving
and
and
maintain
departing
VFR
runways
for exchange
10 left, 10 right. ILS runway 10 and runway 10 right approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Notice to airmen runway 321 closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta.
Alright, it's now
Portland International
Delta.
Airport. ATIS information
See
Delta.
what the winds are doing.
1853 Zulu. Wind 270 at 5. Visibility 10. Ceiling 1,300 broken. 4,000 overcast. Temperature 8. Dew point 4. Altimeter 3027. Arriving and departing runways 10 left, 10 right. ILS runway 10 left and runway 10 right approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Notice to airmen runway 321 closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Delta.
Alright, so that's just kind of a quarterly tailwind at about 5 knots. So nothing I'll really notice by any means. So we are good. Portland ground, King Air 1399 Atlantic, current with Delta, ready taxi.
King Air 13 at 909er Portland ground, squawk 5405.
I was one off. Thank you. 5405 1399.
Number 1399er, thank you. With Portland ground runway 10 left at Echo, taxi via Alpha Echo.
10 left at Echo via Alpha and Echo 1399. I wrote it down right. That was on me. Alright, so we got left and right. There we go. sure what I did there, but it's all right. I'm using an old mod that's no longer available for X-Plane 12, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'll ever use this plane in X-Plane 12, honestly. Alright, I'll switch to tower. Take those out of beta. Departure is 124, 35. Do that. Landing lights, strobes. That's fine. Portland Tower, King Air 1399, hold short 10 left at Echo.
Number 139er, Portland Tower, fly heading 085, runway 10 left at Echo, cleared for takeoff.
Flight heading 085, 10 left at Echo, clear for takeoff 1399er. 085.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate. Gear up. Attitudes check. Gear indicates up.
Now we can't turn on course until we reach
Flaps up.
500. There we go. Turn on the autopilot now.
Number 139er, contact departure.
Number 2 departure 1399 to you. Portland departure, King Air 1399, Portland 2 leaving 1600 for 6000.
Number 139er, Portland departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 15,000.
Climb maintain 15,000, King Air 1399er. Through the clouds we go.
Air 139er, turn left, heading at 330.
Left heading 330, 1399er. Reduce to props a little bit out of the red, at least.
King Air 13909er, when able, direct Cougar, join the Olympia 2 arrival.
Clear direct Cougar, join Olympia 2 arrival, King Air 1399er. Alright, we're direct to Cougar. We're gonna level out here for a second, gain some speed, and we're in climb mode, so we should be around 1500 feet per minute in the climb. Breaking out of the cloud layer here.
Number 13909er, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Seattle Center 126.6, 1399er. Seattle Center, King Air 1399, 8,000, 300, climbing 15,000.
Number 13909er, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 180.
Climb maintain flight level 180, 1399er. So I can auto feather, I mean I can feather it myself now. Alright, 88 on torque, so we'll open up these and that'll bring us back up to 48, 47, 94 I mean, on torque. Out of the clouds, out of rain, no birds, anything like that up at this altitude typically, so it's usually safe to open up them engine vents. Check our cabin pressure, which is climbing. This is just auto feather off, which I'm aware of.
Center 132.95.
32 at 95, 2 check levels, yeah.
Do seatbelts off.
Oakland Syndicate SMN TBM 902, check back flow level 270.
Number 902, Sierra Quebec, Oakland, Center Rudder.
Alright guys, that's pretty much it. We'll level out here at 180, so I'll see you back at that point. And we got 1,000 to go. So we're gonna level out at 180, so we need to lower this to standard before we get there. $27.75 is ATIS at Boeing Field. We'll grab that when we get a little bit closer. Alright, let's lower our torque a little bit to about 85 or so. We're going to lower our props to 15.5, which will also increase the torque as you do that, so that's why you lower torque first. And then you can increase the torque to about 94, and then as we gain speed it will climb, and we'll double check that in a little bit. Cabin pressure is good. According to this, we're going to need to cross Olympia at 12,000, so if he is Johnny on the spot, he'll give that restriction. Alright, we got 6 minutes to top of descent. Alright, the harbor visual use of Seattle radials, VOR rather, 16.8. looks like a 310 radial. Alright, so we'll use that for our turn. And the ILS that we'll use for the localizer is 110.9 on nav 1 with a 135 course. So we're going to do heading select for a moment. And we'll do BOR with 135. And D-ATIS. Let's see if we're close enough to get ATIS.
Arriving and departing runways 14 left, 14 right. Visual approaches in use. Simultaneous approaches between Boeing Field and Seattle International. Expect aircraft above you on final. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Oscar. Boeing King County Airport. ATIS information, Oscar. 1853 Zulu. Wind 110 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 9er, dew point 3. Altimeter 3025. Arriving and departing runways 14 left, 14 right. Visual approaches in use. Simultaneous.
Alright, so...
Air 1399er, Boeing altimeter 3025, cross RVAT at maintain 13,000.
Cross RVAT at maintain 13,000, 3025, 1399. Alright, let's go back and we'll do this and we'll revert constraint. And RVAT is 13,000, so that's fine. And we'll put this back to 1500. That's not right. Olympia at or above, save 13 1500. Why is it still doing that? So if I put in that, that's weird. Okay. Let's just get rid of the constraint then, shall we? Let's just remove it. And we'll leave RVAD. Let's see if that does anything. Sorry, I wasn't really showing you this, was I? Sorry. 15 top of descent, 6 minutes. So target out VS is 1500, RVAT 13,000. Plate angle, that's fine. Yeah, plate plan, we got rid of the Olympia restriction. So all that is hunky-dory, as they say. is 3025. So 3030 plus 100 for field. Field is 22, so it'd be 122 on the cabin pressure there. So we'll do that on our way down. So I'll get back with you at top of descent or if we get some other type of instruction. See you in a second. All right, we're told to go to approach. And let me make sure that Boeing field hasn't changed anything. Still Oscar. Seattle approach, King Air
Vertical
1399.
track.
Olympia 2, I'm descending now out of level 180 to cross RVAD at 13,000. Current with Oscar, request harbor visual, 14 right approach.
Number 139er, Seattle approach. Yeah, that arrival is tough coming in on the Olympia. Verify that's what you want.
Yeah, harbor visual, 14 right, or just visual to 14 right, either way. King Air 1399.
Alright, it's going to take some vectors to get you there then. November 139er, turn right, heading 050 vectors for the harbor visual approach and descend and maintain 6,000.
Right turn 050, descend and maintain 6,000 for the harbor visual, or vectors for the harbor visual, 14 right approach, King Air 1399. And when it was 3025.
Number 902, Sierra, Quebec, descend and pilot discretion, maintain flight level 240.
122 on my cabin there. Cabin is descending. Let's switch this to
Air 139er, turn left heading 300.
left turn 300 1399. .6 and sometimes the next approach controller. see how that goes. And for visual assistance, we're going to do um,
139er, turn left heading 160.
left turn heading 160, 1399er. 160. Is it visual 14? No, 14 left, 14 right. Activate that bad boy. Turn the seatbelts back on. Turn on all of our lighting. All that nonsense back on. Seatbelt is on. These guys have to close their trays now.
Number 139er, turn left heading 070.
Left turn heading 070, 1399er.
And November 139er, continue left turn heading 030, descend and maintain 4000.
Continue left turn 3000 and then descend to 4000, 1399.
And heading will be 030.
Heading 030, 1399er. I think that's what he said. I'm getting confused now. I feel like I'm doing circles, many, many circles. Getting down here, we'll turn on the anti-icing again. That way I don't worry about it later. Well, at least this recording ain't boring, right? Maybe a little dizzy, but we're not bored.
1399, 10 degrees left.
10 degrees left, 1399. We are under class Bravo, so we're going to have to stay at 200 knots for now.
Number 1399, fly heading 360.
Fly heading 360, 1399. So yeah, whenever you're underneath a Bravo shelf, as we are right now, we're underneath this, and this bottom is 5,000.
Number 1399, that's Vashon Island, straight ahead. Do you have insight?
Affirmative, yes, I have Vashon Island 1399.
Number 1399 is cleared harbor visual approach, runway 14 right.
Cleared harbor visual 14 right approach 1399. I'm gonna cut right over this little spot because this is Vashon Island, so I'm just gonna go right over there and follow Puget Sound up. That radial that we programmed on this side will, once it gets to the center, then we'll start our right turn, and it should be right about, what is it, Elliott Bay? Yeah, that's Elliott Bay up there. And this is the city, so we'll come in right by the city. Seattle, obviously. Boeing Field is, I think, here. I think. Alright, we don't have to worry about speed now since we're inside, but we're going to go down to 3,000 feet. Since we're actually inside the Bravo shelf at this point, we don't have to worry about the 200 knot speed restriction underneath the Bravo shelf. That's for GA airliners, obviously don't have to follow that, best of my knowledge. I still try if I remember, but I've never been told to not do that, so. It's kind of a fun approach. Got a little slow there. And 120.6 is tower. See if he just hands us over to that tower. Go to 2,000 feet when we get up here. And again, we'll be making that right turn as soon as this radial comes over, as depicted on the chart here. Let me see if I can pull this up for you.
1399, contact Boeing Tower 120.6.
Boeing Tower 120.6, 1399er. Boeing Tower, King Air 1399, Harbor Visual 14 right approach.
1399, Boeing Tower, number 14 right, clear the line.
14 right, clear to land, 1399er. Alright, here comes the radial. So we're gonna drop it like it's hot. And we're gonna come on over here to Elliott Bay. See, that was the radial from Seattle, and I made that right turn, and I want to intercept the localizer inbound. And I already have the localizer, ILS, and all that programmed in. Got the GPS visual set up. Alright, autopilot off. I'm just going to do this by hand now. Let's do full power here. 180. Gear dropping.
1,000 feet to minimums.
And we're parking at Signature today. Three green.
Feet to minimums.
Flaps full.
100 feet to minimums. 100 feet to minimums. Minimums.
Have to do a lot of trimming on the final few hundred feet here. Trying to get to the right VREF and power setting and trim and all that.
Feet. 50 feet.
Number 902 Sierra Quebec Roger, descend and maintain flight level 200.
Boeing Tower, King Air 1399, looking for a signature.
November 1399, cross runway 14 left at Alpha 7, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground.
Cross 14 left to Alpha 7, Alpha to parking, monitor ground, 1399, we'll see it.
November 902 Sierra Quebec, contact NorCal approach 120.905.
Switch to ground.
Local approach TBM 902, Sierra Quebec, flight level 25, Sierra, descending to
Strobes off.
Salima.
November 902 Sierra Quebec, NorCal approach, descend and maintain 6000, San Jose altimeter 3011.
6000, 3011 to Sierra Quebec.
One more coffee for you. Here we are at signature. Alright, cabin pressure is all good to go there. Turn off the bleeds. See, plenty of fuel. Turn off the O2. Prop sync is already off. Disconnected. Fuel cutoff. And seatbelts off. Turn all that off. And let's do a replay real fast.
Flaps indicates up. 60 knots.
Actually, I have Boeing Field for Microsoft Flight Sim as well, and it's actually really nice,
50 feet.
but I just don't have any planes that I would actually use in Microsoft Flight Sim in and out of this airport. I bought it, I flew out of it once using the 737, but you got to be completely empty because the runway's only no, I'm not
Airspeed
thinking of
allowed.
the right airport. I'm thinking of Renton Field, which is shorter than this one.
40 knots.
Never mind, disregard. All right, she's all tied down. Pilots are locked inside, so are the passengers, but that's okay. All right, if you guys like this video, please smash that thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys watched it, enjoyed it, and want more. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Chase out.